Hey, De'Aaron Fox. What's up, D Fox? What are you doing, bud? I know you're watching this. Maybe not this video, but I know you saw my Spurs destroy the Bucks 144 to 118 points. We just crushed Milwaukee out there, obviously. 144 is the highest point total for the Spurs all season, so you'd love to see it. We finally put together a full 4 quarters of good basketball. It's probably the first game all season that we've done that. Maybe not the first. There have probably been a couple that we've done that, but not enough games. And this was definitely our most complete game all season. Again, playing all 4 quarters. We dropped 45 in the third, which is insane. Our third quarters are always great. So again, this third quarter was great as well. But again, just through the whole game, very consistent defensively, offensively. We're moving the ball. We're not turning the ball over in a giant way. Um, yeah, not a bunch of breakdowns on defense. Just a great game for the Spurs overall. So we're super happy with the team win. Again, I know De'Aaron Fox saw this win, and we've got a nice warm roster spot available for you, D Fox. If not, we'll move some guys around, send some guys to Sacramento. Maybe we make a 3-team trade, but we'll make some room for you, De'Aaron. As long as Stephon Castle doesn't go in the trade, that's the one thing that we can't move over here. But anyway, we'll get into the box score real quick. I'm at a whopping 6 subscribers, trying to get to 10 by the end of the day. So thank you to my 6 subscribers. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, and it really helps the channel grow. But yeah, back to the box score. Giannis puts up 14 rebounds, 35 points, only 2 turnovers, 1 block, 13 for 23 from the field, 9 for 14 from the free throw line, which is good for Giannis because he's not a very good free throw shooter, so that's pretty solid numbers for him. But if you watch the game, it was weird. It didn't feel like he had a good game for some reason. It definitely didn't feel like he had 35 and 14. But I guess that just goes to show how great Giannis is. Let me know what you think below, but in my opinion, when I watched the game, it didn't feel like Giannis had, these numbers that he did have. But again, it's just kind of what he does. He's such a great player. You kind of just come to expect that from him. But yeah, he had again 35 and 14. He had a little scuffle towards the end of the fourth quarter. He did like some spin move and he fell over, and I guess Chris Paul, he didn't really push him, but I guess he slightly put his hands on Giannis's back or something. And Giannis is like pointing at Chris Paul like he's gonna get up and fight him or something. And then everybody got up and hold me back, and then no one's gonna do anything. And everyone went back to the benches, and then nothing happened. I remember back when I sound old now. Back when I would watch basketball in like the earlier 2000s and stuff, when those hold me back moments, it was more fun because someone might actually get into a fight and might actually get punched. Of course, you don't want to see anybody getting hurt, but back then just hit them with a couple of jabs or something. It's all good fun out there. But anyway, Damian Lillard, 22 points, 7 assists, 1 turnover. You see 22 points and 7 assists, and you think that's pretty good, but he was ass out there. 6 for 17, 3 for 7 from three. Again, just the 1 turnover, so that's not bad on the turnovers. But to take 17 shots, only make 6 of them, and only score 22 points on your 17 shots, that's a terrible offensive performance. And I'm sure Damian will be the first one to tell you so. I'm sure he's disappointed in his game as well. But yeah, as performance shooting wise from Lillard, guess who was guarding him? I'm sure you already know it was Stephon Castle. He's such an irritant. He's already basically a lockdown type of perimeter defender. I don't know if lockdown's the right word quite yet. He'll get to that level. He's really close to it. But, it's no question. Whoever the point of attack guard is, whoever the other team's best shooting guard is, or whoever their best point guard is, he's going to be guarding that guy. And if you go through his advanced stats, I'm not going to go through them now, but if you go through his advanced stats from, the past games with Stephon Castle when he's guarding those superstar guards, he makes it really tough on a lot of guys, and no exception for Lillard. 6 for 17. So Castle gave him a really, really hard time. And if you watch the game, you could see it. He just hounded him out there and just making things really hard for Damian. And then, oh yeah, Chris Middleton, the 21 points, 8 for 9 from the field, 2 assists. So he had a solid game. I've always liked Chris Middleton. He had the double ankle surgery, so he's coming back from his ankle surgery in the offseason. So, it's good to see him getting back into his rhythm and just kind of finding his shot. We don't like to see it against us, but, like I said, I like Chris Middleton as a player. But yeah, he didn't miss a shot until the fourth quarter. He was 8 for 8 the first 3 quarters. Only in 23 minutes, he put up 21 points, 4 boards, and 2 assists as well. So yeah, Chris Middleton's a really, really good 3-and-D type of player. He can even create his own shot off the mid-range. He's just a really good player. And like I said, you'd like to see him getting back healthy again. I would not have liked to see him have this performance and we lost. I probably would not even mention him in that case. But, in the Spurs win, we'll mention Chris Middleton's performance. Get to the Spurs performances real quick. Real quick as well, I'm at a whopping 6 subscribers. I'm thankful for all 6 of my subscribers. We're trying to get to 10 by the end of the day. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel growing. All right, we'll get to Wemby first of all, of course. Wemby has the 30 points, 6 blocks, 14 rebounds. You'll get what I'm saying. Sometimes you have a loud 30 points, and sometimes you have, I guess, a more quiet 30 points. And Wemby's 30 points were pretty loud tonight. You had the big dunk in the lane in the fourth quarter. I think it was Stephon Castle drove it in and dropped off Wemby a nice dime for that big one-handed dunk. The whole crowd's going crazy. He has that 3 ball, I think it was in the second quarter, where the shot clock is running down. I forgot who it was, but they're all up into him, defending him. And he just turns around and just shoots it and just banks it in. It kind of hit the bank and it rolls around the rim and pops up and goes back in. It was just a crazy shot. But he had that, I believe, in the second quarter. I think it was the second or the third quarter. He has the one-legged 3 as well. So he was really, really in his bag, really showing off, his skills defensively, of course, with the 6 blocks. 6 blocks is not even, it's always impressive. I don't want to, I guess, diminish the value of the 6 blocks. But if you've been watching Wemby all season, you know what I mean. It's not even like a surprise to see him get 6 blocks. Me seeing this right now, I'm happy to see it, of course. Like I said, you don't want to diminish 6 blocks, but it's not a surprise with how great Wemby already is. But yeah, the 30 points and 6 blocks with the 14 rebounds, just a great performance. Again, allowed 30 points. He only had 1 turnover, so just a great overall game by Wemby, honestly. If you watch the game, you could really feel his impact in this game as well. There's some games where he has a similar stat line, but like I said, it's just not as loud of a 30 points. Still makes the same impact, of course, but like I said tonight, he was really in his bag. One-legged 3s, monster dunks, bank shot 3s at the shot clock, doing all sorts of stuff out there. 9 for 20 from the field, 5 for 11 from 3s. You love to see the 5 for 11 from 3. Made all of his free throws. Yeah, there were still some times earlier in the game. He had a couple of drives where he kind of fell over. There was no foul calls. A couple of times where guys, I don't want to say pushed him around, but he's not the strongest player on the court. It is what it is. It is what it is. He's still developing muscle and getting stronger and developing his frame. And that's going to come with time, but other than that, there's really nothing to critique about his performance. The 11 missed shots, he's still basically 50% from the field, so you're not mad. I guess you can critique his field goal shooting a little bit if you want to pick something out. But again, like I said, I feel like that's just with his frame. A couple of those shots were, when he's driving, he may get bumped or may not. He just has, I've said before, he has a high center of gravity. He's still adjusting to the speed of the NBA and just still adjusting to the strength of the players, just like players are still adjusting to trying to play with, with the 7'5" alien shot blocker like Wemby on the court. But yeah, like I said, can't really critique the game. You can say it every game. Oh, Wemby has to get stronger. Guys are kind of pushing him around out there. That's always going to be a talking point. But other than that, just a great overall game by Wemby. CP3, 12 points, 9 assists. So he gives us what we'd like to see from him. Just about a double double, 1 assist shy. So you'll take that all day from CP3. Vassell with the 12 points, 3 assists, 5 for 13 from the field, 2 for 8 from three. So man, I know his name's been in the trade talks for De'Aaron Fox. I haven't heard Keldon Johnson's name at all. We'll get to Keldon's name in a second here. I've said before we love Keldon, but it looked like he would be in one of these trade packages most likely. But if we can keep Keldon, it's even better. He's a microwave scorer for us off the bench. I'm gonna get into his performance again. Every night doesn't look like this for him, of course, but you kind of put him in, leave him in there for 5 or 6 minutes, see if he gets hot, and if he does, like he did tonight, just keep giving him minutes and just keep letting him, putting up points until, he didn't do it tonight, but until he kind of cools off, and then you can kind of put him back on the bench. But yeah, we had a great performance from him. Um, Again, Vassell and Castle, both of their names have been kind of in those trade talks for De'Aaron Fox. I said in my last video, we're not trading Stephon Castle. I would just hang up the phone on them if they're talking about Castle. De'Aaron Fox is going to be a free agent at the end of the 2026 season. He already said he wants to come to the Spurs. So all the other teams, if they try to trade for De'Aaron Fox, they know it's probably on a rental. So he can probably just come to us as a free agent after the end of the 2026 season. If it comes down to it, we'd like to get him sooner. But in my eyes, Stephon Castle can be as good as, if not even better than De'Aaron Fox by the time he's 27 years old. De'Aaron's really, really good, but Stephon just has so much potential, though. He had 20 points tonight, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, 5 for 14 from the field, which is not good field goal percentage, 3 for 6 from three, so you'd like to see that. He shot 10 free throws and made 7 of them. Probably should have shot at least 14, 16 free throws. He doesn't get a good whistle at all with how young he is. He's starting to get a little bit of a better whistle now because he's been more verbal about it, I guess. It's kind of sad you have to bitch and whine about calls to actually get the calls, but Stephon's been finding his voice more, I guess, and letting refs know. I don't want to call it complaining, I guess, like I just did, but just letting refs know, hey, he hit me here, he did this, he did that. And then refs kind of adjust to his play style and kind of, I guess, see the fouls more moving on. Because his play style is weird. It's different, like with the deceleration steps and all the stuff he does. He draws fouls in a different way than what the refs are used to seeing from a lot of different players. But yeah, the 5 for 14 is not good from the field. Vassell's 5 for 13, so I mean they shot like the same from the field basically, but Vassell only gives us the 12 points. They both didn't have any turnovers, so that's good. Vassell had a nasty block. I forgot who it was on, but he had a nasty block. But just Castle's already a better defender than Vassell is. And Vassell's a better shooter, but you couldn't see it tonight. And then yeah, Castle's just a better overall player than Vassell already at this point in his career. And then Castle's only 20 years old. Vassell is going to turn 25 this season. Again, I want to keep both of them, but if we can put together some kind of trade package with I don't know what they would ask for, Vassell, Zach Collins, and Trey Jones, and some draft picks or something. I don't know exactly what Sacramento would ask for, but I trust our front office to make the right move. They wouldn't. I've never seen them make a trade that puts our franchise in a bad position, so I don't see them doing that going forward. But yeah, just to make that quick Castle-Vassell comparison, Vassell's had 2 off games in a row now, but he had 5 games in a row where he was on fire. So, just kind of hit or miss with him, I guess. But Jeremy Sohan only had the 2 points, 7 rebounds, but he had his defense just always super on. He's just very, very irritating defensively. He just makes stuff really hard for guys. Again, you're usually not going to see Sohan's impact in the box score. I always say he's the Draymond Green type of player for our team. You might see a game where Draymond has not crazy numbers, but he has a big impact defensively, um, and just getting under the other team's skin, and there's being a screen setter, um, kind of getting the ball at the top of the key and just setting low screen and handing off to guys who can pull up into easy jumpers and things like that. Keldon Johnson, though, he was just on fire all night. He was 10 for 15, only 25 minutes, 24 points, no turnovers, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Um, yeah, Keldon had no turnovers. Once he comes around the corner and he's going right, like he's, not to say in a bad way, but he is not passing the ball. And it's usually for a good reason. He usually can just truck his defender and just get an easy finish at the rim or dunk on somebody. But yeah, the one thing that's usually not there for Keldon is his 3 balls, but he was 4 for 5 tonight, so that was the difference. Usually he may be, I hate to say it, but like 1 for 5, something like that. And then that would be, of course, 3 less 3s, so 9 less points. We might be at, 15 instead of the 24, which is usually what he's closer to, which is still good production, off the bench, the 15 points. But yeah, his 3 balls were going down tonight. The 24 points, again, 10 for 15, so great field goal percentage. Yeah, he just gave us great production and a great game off the bench for Keldon. Yeah, we just looked great overall as a unit. Champagny hit the 2 threes. We had a Mamu sighting at the end of the game. Yeah, I mean, Trey Jones, 7 assists with the 9 points. That's great to see. That's honestly insane. And in only 17 minutes, that's nuts. 7 assists and 9 points in 17 minutes for Trey Jones. So he seems to be kind of ramping it up again. I don't know if we plan on trading Chris Paul at the deadline. It doesn't look like it. We'll probably keep him until the season's over. But once we get into next season, who knows if we trade for De'Aaron Fox here at the deadline or what we do. But we probably won't have Chris Paul going into next season. We may or may not keep Trey Jones, but if we do, he's probably going to, of course, land in that back spot again and start getting some minutes again. But yeah, Trey Jones just always makes smart plays. There's never really any moments where you're out there saying, damn it, Trey Jones, that was a terrible basketball decision. He's usually making the right plays out there. But yeah, Spurs kicked the Bucks' ass. Please like and subscribe if you made it to the end of the video. Please comment below what you think about our performance tonight, what you think about, how Victor looked, just what you think about anything Spurs related, what we should do about the De'Aaron Fox situation, if we should make the trade, what we should and shouldn't let go if we can make that trade. And yeah, just thanks again for watching. We'll see y'all next time.